Hi, I'm Dana, and today we're going to talk a little bit about being the type of autistic person that has movies and TV shows as my special interest and has it pretty much take over my life. And we're talking about that for today's chilled little Sunday video because I don't want to be doing this right now. ITV sucks at their promotion. I've seen 3 different dates for Ford's coming out, and then Serene Jones posted on Instagram this morning that you can just watch the entirety of it on ITVX right now. And I want to be doing that. I want to be on ITV watching fucking Serene Jones and Jodie Whittaker be retired assassins together. After The Assassin coming out earlier this year with Keely Hawes in it, I love retired assassins. I love women out of BBC time travel shows playing retired assassins. I'm so excited for this. I could just implode on the spot. And that's what we're going to start with, I think, because when I'm out and about in the world, when I'm around people, when I am existing as a person within society, I don't show very many emotions. And I wish I showed more, and I try to show more, as much as I can without creating a new mask. But I'm not a very emotive person around other people. I feel like I'm quite similar to how I am in my videos, to be fair, but I don't tend to, I won't watch new episodes of Doctor Who with people a lot of the time because I need to cry, I need to be able to screech a little bit, I need to be able to move around and flap my hands and readjust my positioning and stand up when something's happening. I really physically, emotionally react to my favourite TV shows and movies in a way that I don't react to most things in life, and it makes me extremely self-conscious and feel very vulnerable to have anybody witness that. I have had a few friends that have been very, very close to me that I've been able to do it with, and it's something that's really nice. Don't get me wrong when it feels that way when I have those people, but most people I feel do not understand why I'm reacting so strongly to something we are just watching. I've been told so many times, this isn't real, right? This is just a movie, this is just a TV show, it's not real. And yeah, but what's the point of fucking watching something if you're not going to suspend your disbelief a bit and get into it? I don't see the point in casual viewing a lot of the time. I do with bits and pieces, if a friend wants to watch a reality show, I think it's really fun to watch reality TV with a friend. I wouldn't sit and watch reality TV on my own. There's no point to that for me. There's no way where to suspend my disbelief or and obviously documentaries are different because I'm learning something, but for the most part I want fiction and I want it to fit my own little criteria. So as we've already mentioned, I like women out of time travel shows. I have Ashes to Ashes and Doctor Who, and most things that I watch have somebody out of one of those things in them. I then, years ago, ended up branching out to watch Clocking Off, because it had Philip Glenister and Marshall Lancaster and Dean Andrews and Lee Ingleby and various other people that I've worked with. Keely Hawes were in Doctor Who or in Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes. So I branched over to that, and that gave me a load of new women. That gave me Leslie Sharp and Sarah Lancashire and Siobhan Finneran and various others. So I have this group of BBC people that have all been in Doctor Who clocking off for Ashes to Ashes, and they've all worked with each other. And I did branch out again a little bit to watch things written by Sally Wainwright, because they had Scott and Bailey has Adrian Dunbar, Nicholas Cleves, Amelia Bullmore, and fucking there's loads of people out of Doctor Who and Ashes to Ashes and things written by Sally Wainwright, and then that's how Serene Jones got adopted into that, and that's how that's worked for me. And also Nicola Walker a little bit, because I really enjoyed Unforgotten, because that had Liz White from Life on Mars, and then she was also in Annika, which I adored, which had Paul McGann from Doctor Who. And that's how it works. I latched on to a handful of actors at a very, very young age, because I watched Life on Mars and Doctor Who as they were airing in 2005 and 2006. And I've then stuck with those people, and occasionally enough of the people work with other people. I'm yes, you're now one of mine too. And I just have this little collection, and everything they do I just adore. And when it comes to movies, I'm a little bit more, that's a different circle. I will watch movies that have those people in, but I also really adore Kevin Smith and Peter Jackson, so I watch those types of their movies. And then sometimes I'm not watching a Ben Affleck movie just because Ben Affleck's in it, but I have seen almost everything that Jason Lee and Justin Long have ever done. I am a little bit more selective when it comes to things like that. But I do also have my Dogma signed VHS tape signed by Kevin Smith, and that's going to be my segue into my next little thing, because I don't want to just explain my special interest to you. I do want it to be about the special interest on the whole, because meeting Kevin Smith was maybe the best moment of my whole entire life. It was one of those things that I did not think would ever happen. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a video of me being like, I'm never gonna get to meet Kevin Smith, and that's fine, but like, I'd love to. And then I got to meet him, and it's a bit of a blur, and I think I was quite cringy and a little bit but he reacted exactly how I wanted Kevin Smith to react. He was exactly how I imagined Kevin Smith would be, and I got to be like, you changed my life. Like, the things that you made changed my life, and I know that I did it and it was up to me, but I wouldn't have been prompted and had these thoughts and had these emotions and just be the person that I am if I hadn't been prompted by the things that you made. And it was beautiful, and I adored it. And that is so true, you know? Like, every choice that I've made in life and every improvement I've made to my life and everything, I've done that. That was on me. It was up to me. I did it. It's my accomplishment. Brilliant. I'm not giving that to anybody else. But there's a whole variety of writers and directors and actors and storylines where, like, I wouldn't be the person that I am, or have made the decisions that I have, or had the realizations about things that I've had and things like that, if it weren't for these TV shows and movies. Like, I've told this one before, and I'm gonna link it because I'm actually really fucking proud of it. I did a whole video about how Drop Dead Fred is like the best movie ever, and you should go and watch it. I really worked fucking hard on that, and I had to re-edit so many times to get like the copyright removed and stuff. So watch that. But the first time I watched Drop Dead Fred, I watched it like 2 or 3 times in one night because I was living with my horrible abusive boyfriend, and I was like having all these like relationship issues with my mum, with him, with like, my life was falling to shit. I didn't know what the fuck I was meant to do. I just didn't know what was going on because I was like, I'm trying my best. Is everyone around me just awful? And then watching Drop Dead Fred and being like, oh, Charles is just like my boyfriend and her mum's just like mine. And now her entire story is Rick Mail having to like guide her through getting over them and seeing that they're both fucking terrible to her. Oh, you know? It's so much easier to see what I'm doing and what my behaviour is and all sorts of things like that, and all sorts of like ways to reflect on my life and myself and my situations through films and through TV shows. I don't really feel like I'm often able to do that without some sort of like a prompt, you know? And I don't know if neurotypicals perhaps get that from socialising with each other or from their therapist or wherever else, but I massively get it from movies and TV shows, right to the point of like, I was raised by a very racist family. They thought nothing of just like using slurs, generally just very like, immigrants out the country, they're stealing our jobs, you know, the very typical rhetoric that's happening within the UK right now. I grew up with that. That was just my family all the time. They were just so casually, passively racist constantly. And it was one of those things where I'd had the odd moment inspired by real life where I was like, actually, I don't think that is right. Like, my parents put me into street dance lessons when I was like maybe 8 or 9, and I was already really tall, so I got put in with these like 13, 14, 15-year-old girls, and I couldn't fucking dance, and I was way younger than them, and I was fat, and they just generally fucking hated me. And thankfully there were 2 Muslim girls there who they also all just like didn't really speak to or associate with, and they so massively took me under their wing and like looked out for me. And it's one of those things where they were a lot older, so I don't want to be like, they were my friends, because it was very much like, they were like, oh, this poor kid, you know? But they treated me with so much kindness, and they just made me feel so much better. And those lessons would have been just like so much worse had I not had them there to interact with and to talk to and everything. So obviously it's a little kid that's been told like, they're ruining our country, they're taking our jobs, they're this and they're that, all of these like horrible stereotypes about them, and sitting there and be like, they're nice to me and I like them, and like, these things that I've been told about them are very obviously just from interacting with them just not true. Like, I do definitely have moments in real life and take those in and reflect on them and allow those to like change my opinions and change what needs to be changed, you know? But I cannot tell you how much of like my moral standing and my opinions on like racism and the ways that we should treat each other and the ways that people should be treated has come from fucking Doctor Who. Like, especially that scene when Joseph Long gets sent off to the fucking concentration camps and Wilf does his little salute. Like, watching that as a 13-year-old absolutely re-altered my brain chemistry and made me realise how much of what my family said and did and thought was just wrong and not what I agreed with and not what I thought, you know? You know, and alongside that, I don't think that there's like, I don't think it takes like a fucking psychology degree to look at the fact that I watched Life on Mars as like a little fucking like 9-year-old, saw Gene Hunt and was like, I actually love you and everything about you and I will love you forever. As a little girl who's just like desperate to have some degree of validation, protection, someone to look after me, some feeling of safety that I absolutely do not receive from my parents or anybody around me. Gene Hunt fucking gave me that, you know? And then my parents moved us to a different country and we had like a whole bunch of trauma and a whole bunch of horrible things. I got into my horrible relationship. And then I'm like, what do you mean you haven't seen Life on Mars? We need to watch it. This is in like 2018. So we watched Life on Mars, me and my horrible ex. And then Netflix is like, do you want to watch Ashes to Ashes? And I'm like, what? There's a sequel with Gene Hunt? So we watch it and suddenly I'm giving Gene Hunt looking after this woman and providing her with like safety and trying to guide her. And like, while her parents are dying. And this was like, I watched it not that long after my dad had died. And my mum was just like, I was increasingly realising that she was horrible to me. So I fucking latched onto that. I don't think it's all that shocking that when my mum then died, I just listened to Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, the album, like 3 times in a row, watched Ashes to Ashes and was like, I've processed now, I'm good. But also, I'd die for Gene Hunt. Like, the level of like safety that character makes me feel is like nothing else. And I prefer Alex, don't get me wrong, I would do anything for Alex. If I could go back in time and stop any of that from happening to Alex Drake, like any moment of it, I would protect that. I would do anything for her. I would give up my entire life for her, I swear to God. And it is the pair of them, to be fair. It's them together. I love Alex and Gene together. But Gene Hunt especially, just because I had him for so much longer. I had him through my childhood in a way that I didn't have Alex Drake. Like, just the pure safety and protectiveness. I've never felt that from an actual person. Like, the safety and just like, oh yeah, everything's okay now, that I feel when Gene Hunt is like kicking up scum, when he's beating up the scum and getting the nonsense, the safety that I feel, and just like, I've never experienced that from a real life person, from a real life situation. I've never had that level of just like comfort and protection and safety, ever. I only get that from characters in TV shows and mostly from Gene Hunt. But there's also the ways that it sneaks into other areas of my life. Because it was a good little while ago now, but I had the really weird realisation of very nearly all the music that I listen to. Like, I have probably 20 songs or less that stem from like situations with people and friends and like people that have sent me songs and things like that, where I'm like, yeah, I like this song, and that goes onto the playlist. I have a playlist of like fucking 1,800 songs or something. All of it is stuff that comes from a special interest TV show or movie. All of it. Like, I'm like this moment wearing my Alanis Morissette t-shirt from when I went and saw her on tour. Like, why do you think I went and saw Alanis Morissette? Why do you think I listened to Alanis Morissette? Because she was in Dogma. I have Dave Grohl's guitar tattooed on my arm. Why do I listen to Dave Grohl? He was in the X-Files. I mostly listen to David Bowie. Do you want to take any guesses at why I listen to David Bowie? I listen to a lot of Billie Piper. Do you want to guess at that? I'll give Spice Girls is a little bit more left field. Not so much now that they've been in Doctor Who, but like, I love Spice World. Spice World was one of my absolute all-time favourite movies. It's got Nyoko Mori in, that's why I got into it originally. It's like, so I'd watched it a bunch as a little kid, and then I'd watched Torchwood, and that was one of my like initial moments of like, people can be in several things. Nicola from the Spice World is in Torchwood. This is incredible. And that was one of the first times it had happened to me in a nice way, because I did not like Sam Tyler being the master. Like, the majority of clothes that I wear is because they remind me of a character that I like. A lot of my stuff is vintage 80s stuff because I'm like, yeah, Alex Drake, eat your heart out, babe. But like 90% of my wardrobe easily is like, this reminds me of a character, or it's a t-shirt of something that I like. Like, even this fucking shirt is, where is it? It's Gilmore Girls, it's Luke's Cafe. I got this from the Warner Brothers shop, which is a segue into my next thing, because it also leaks into like, I don't want to go out. I hate being around people. I hate how loud everything is. I hate how bright everything is. I don't fucking like going out. I don't like how much money I have to spend to just like exist in the outside world comfortably. I don't fucking enjoy it. Like 99.99999% of the time, I don't like it. I don't like leaving my house. I want to just watch my things and crochet and stay in my house with my cat. I don't like going out. But there's also a level to which I am like, I want to live a life and go to places and see places and do things. Like, I do want to actually exist as a person, you know? So the best way I've found to combine those things is to go where my TV shows are. Just go where the TV shows are. Like, I got fucking lucky that a friend was willing to... They paid for me to go to America so that I could move things for them. It was so that I could help them. But I got to go to America and it was fucking incredible, because we saw the college where they filmed The Outside of Community, by which I mean we drove past it. And it was fucking sick! We went past the tunnel where Biff gets covered in cow shit and Back to the Future. It was incredible. And we went on the Warner Brothers tour, which was... It was so cool, it was so good to just be around where so many, and especially like that, I feel like that one's more of a unique one because that's where it's the thing of like, I fucking love media. I love the concept of there's people out there making these things for me to watch, because I don't watch that much American stuff. Like I watched I didn't even finish Gilmore Girls because I was watching it with a friend and we fell out before we finished it. I should go back and finish it. But like a lot of the things filmed at Warner Brothers I've seen in passing, I'm aware of. I know that it's like culturally significant, you know, like going to the museum, it's like Batman and classic Hollywood stuff, and like I love that we have this like rich history and this rich culture of film that like you can see all these glimpses into the past, and like I adore the entire concept of the fact that media exists, and that was catered to that, you know. It was things where it's like the specific thing we're looking at here isn't necessarily my special interest, because like we're stood in the studio where they filmed the Ellen show, you know, like my special interest is not Ellen at all. But it was fucking filmed here, they made it, they made something here, and I love that things are being made, you know? So that's one side of it. And the more specific one for when I'm in the UK, because like the things I watch are British, is like, I'm moving to Yorkshire. We're getting it increasingly sorted that I'm going to move to Yorkshire. And it's because I love the shows that I made there. I went to Halifax because I really liked Last Tango in Halifax and Happy Valley and Gentleman Jack. And I cannot explain to you the degree to which I fucking adore Yorkshire. And I would have never ever gone, I think, a bit strong maybe. I don't know what reason I would have had for visiting, were it not that I was like, oh, I want to go because my TV shows are filmed there. And then my friend was like, I can give you a lift and pay a hotel. And I was like, fucking sick. I'm being like really accommodated to make this a really nice trip. And I'll give that probably contributes to how much I enjoyed being there. But even just like the first time I went, we drove there in the dark, and there's a bit where like we sort of drive down the hill and suddenly you can see all the lights from like the valley, and I feel so much anxiety when I leave the house. I'm anxious the car's gonna crash, I'm anxious something's gonna happen to my cat. Like I don't like being out. I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel settled, I don't fucking like it. And the moment I saw that view, and every time I've been since and I've seen like the fucking just rolling hills, I just feel like I can breathe again, you know? And I would have never ever gone if it weren't for my little shows. And even when it's places I don't like I recently went to London to go to Places from Ashes to Ashes, and it was one of the best fucking trips of my life. I got to meet my friends, it was sick. But like, I hate London so deeply. I cannot explain to you how much I fucking despise London as a place. I don't understand how it's so colourless. I don't understand how it's so loud. I don't understand why everyone's acting like they're so fucking busy all the time when like you're not doing shit, bro. Like I fucking hate London. I hate it. Everything that is wrong with the world is in London. Everything with London is wrong. I just fucking despise it. And I had one of the best trips of my life there because I got to stand in the places where my little characters were, and it gets me out of the house and it makes me do a thing, and it like, that's the thing as well, that is one that I've experienced much more recently, is it's connected me with people and it's allowed me to make friends, and that's incredible. That's not something I've ever been able to include in this type of video before because my special interests have not helped me make friends in the past. Like that's not been how it's gone. And having like, for anybody that hasn't heard about it, I have a little Discord you can join. It's called the Railway Arms because I didn't want it to be like fans of me unite here. Like it is just a cute little community of people, and it's through watching things and sharing the things that I enjoy and allowing other people to share the things they enjoy as well, which I do find difficult. I won't lie to you. I don't want to watch your shows. I don't. Like I will do it because I want to be a good friend and I care about you, and that means that I will have some level of like, I give some degree of a fuck about the show we're watching because you like it and I can get into it for that. And to be fair, I did quite already enjoy Lucifer. That's the last one that we watched that was someone else's choice. But like, I understand that in order to make friends and have connections, you have to make that mutual exchange, and I do find ways to enjoy it and like actually have a good time. But also media is my thing. I do just want to share the things that I like, you know, realistically. Like I can find that grey area that makes me a good friend, hopefully. The black and white of it is I just want everyone to watch the things that I watch. But in having the exchange and in sharing things that I enjoy and allowing like I find it very difficult to share my things with other people a lot of the time. I don't, like, are you not paying enough attention? Do you not get it properly? Do you think it's bad? Like, it's scary to share the things that I deeply enjoy, and it's a lot easier to do that with people online. And it's so nice to have been able to do that, to be able to find other people that enjoy the things that I like, and when they share things I'm like, oh yeah, I do actually quite enjoy this. This isn't like me having to just slog through this shit because it makes me a good friend. Like, I can actually enjoy it because we have similar tastes, and like just finding a group of people where like it gets, the things I watch and the things that I enjoy get to be a part of the friendship, and they understand my references. It's the best, it's the greatest. I've never experienced anything like it, and I fucking adore it so deeply. And obviously it's only like one small part of being friends, but like it's a part that I enjoy so much and that I've not gotten to experience with people before, because they just haven't been nice about the intensity with which I enjoy things. And just being able to be encouraged to be myself about it and to enjoy it in the way that I enjoy it, and getting to see other people enjoying their things in the way that I enjoy my things, is also so incredibly validating and makes me feel more able to enjoy my things and like just fucking be myself and enjoy what I like, and not try to numb down or make it less because I know that other people don't enjoy things with the level of intensity that I enjoy them, you know? Like, I'm aware that most people aren't crying and in tears over the idea of Serene Jones and Jodie Whittaker being in a TV show together. If they have a long lingering look at each other, I'm going to combust. If they kiss like I think they might, I'm not sure I'll be human. I don't know if I'll continue to be a person. They've swapped hair for it. Oh. There is a level of like, I can't watch my new things with people as well, not only because of my reaction to it, but because if they look at each other for too long, I will need to pause it so that I can have a fucking moment before they kiss, because otherwise I won't be ready to have the moment when they kiss, and it'll all be too much. It can overwhelm me. I've had meltdowns that are like, they're kind of funny and they don't feel like a normal meltdown. Like, it's not the same level of intensity, don't get me wrong, but I've had like crying, hyperventilating, can't get my thoughts together because I've tried to go too fast through a TV show or movie and it's overwhelmed me and it's all too much. It's a bit crazy, it's a bit intense, but it's such a huge and important part of who I am and the way that I live and the way that I exist and the way that I get to experience joy as an autistic person, and comfort and feeling settled and relaxed and just not feeling so constantly on edge and this needs doing and there's so much and everything's so overwhelming. I can just sit down and watch my TV shows, and if it's new, I can get that intense overwhelm in a really positive, nice way. And if it's something I'm familiar with, it's just so comfortable and settling and lovely and nice, and it makes me feel so warm and just settled and good, and it's so positive. So that's the end of me rambling now. I'm using a new tripod because my other tripod's gotten like real fucking wonky. I think perhaps what it really is I simply needed to sit up for the video. But yeah, that's me. I'm done. If you want to tell me about your special interests and how they impact your life, how you interact with them, all that kind of stuff down in the comments below, I would love to hear about that actually, because obviously a huge amount of my life revolves around like watching things and thinking about the things I watch and thinking about my characters, and there's a level to which I really deeply don't understand what other people do and what other people think about. Like, I'm aware that you have different special interests, like I'm sure some of you like think about programming as often as much as I do, or code. I don't know, I don't get it. I don't know what you're thinking about. I don't know what happens in other people's heads. I'd love an insight if you want to give it to me. If you also experience things the way I do and are like immediate autistic, I'd love to hear that for starters, and also hear what you're into and what you enjoy watching. I feel like I have quite a lot of anime watchers, and I've not really dabbled with anything beyond Ghibli. The movies that everyone's seen. I've seen like Howl's Moving Castle, you know? I watched some of Attack on Titan and didn't really enjoy it. And then my ex was like, oh, just choose one on Netflix and it'll be good. And the first one that I chose, I was like, oh, it looks like it's just about cooking. That'd be fun. I can try and like cook some food from an anime. And then there was a tentacle that like really... I didn't watch any more of it. But anyway, anything you enjoy, I'd love to hear about. Whatever your special interests are, how you experience them, all that kind of thing. I would love to hear about it in the comments. I'd also really like it if you wanted to like and subscribe if you fancy it. You can also find me over on TikTok, Instagram or Blue Sky, and if you want to join the Discord, you can join me on Patreon, where the link will be, I will post the link again sometime fairly soon. And if you don't have the money to be joining the Discord, I believe you can join for free, and I will try to post the link so that you can see it if you do that. If that doesn't work, if you can't see the link, you can just message me. I feel like a while ago I found YouTube messages and I've not been able to find them since. I fear that I might be ignoring a lot of people. Sorry. There's a lot of people I know that I'm ignoring via email and stuff, and it's been months, but I do intend to actually get around to people. I've been burnt out and I haven't had the energy to, like, sometimes I don't even reply to my fucking best friends, never mind people that are emailing me, and I'm sorry, but that's the way it goes. So if you haven't had a response, like, maybe try again. It's up to you. I don't know if I'm ever going to get around to people. I don't know. But if you message me just asking for the Discord link, I will almost definitely send you that, because I don't want to gatekeep a community. And I do think it's a nice little community. And we've recently reorganised, and I'm going to... See, that's the thing, is I've had the group chat of my closest friends, so that's just where I post all of my fucking thoughts, so I don't interact in the Discord as much anymore, even though I am on Discord all the time. So I'm gonna get back to, I'm gonna stop rambling and edit this video. It's getting so long. I just want to watch my show. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you have a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year, and I will see you again in a couple of days.